The town of Millbrook had always taken pride in its annual summer fest, a tradition that brought families together to celebrate, eat cotton candy, and watch parades filled with vibrant floats and cheerful mascots. Kids especially loved the characters, Tony the Tiger, Mickey Mouse, Bugs Bunny, and others, looming overhead or performing on stage, brought to life through elaborate costumes or animatronics. But the summer of 2023 proved to be the last time anyone saw those familiar faces alive, or so it seemed. It started on the first night of Fest. Emily and her brother, Josh, had been waiting in line outside the town hall for the mascot costume contest when their eyes were drawn to the row of booths lining the street. Among them was a small, dusty tent labeled, Lost and Found, Animatronics and Costumes. Normally, it was just a temporary storage spot for damaged props. But tonight, something was different. The tent's door hung open, swinging wildly in the breeze, even though it was a calm summer night. Inside, Emily could see the glint of something metallic, bright, unnatural. When she stepped closer, a flicker of movement caught her eye. A figure with wide, shadowed eyes and a lopsided grin was slumped against the back wall. It looked like Mickey Mouse, but something was off. Its once soft fabric was stained and torn, and its eyes shone with an eerie, unnatural light. "Josh, look at this," Emily muttered, her voice trembling. She dared to reach out and touch the figure. The moment her hand made contact, a surge of cold shivered through her. The figure twitched and suddenly lurched upright, its limbs jerking in a mechanical, twitchy motion. Before they could react, the figure's face twisted into a sinister smile. It let out a low, guttural growl, an unfamiliar sound coming from what was supposed to be a harmless cartoon mascot. Emily and Josh stumbled back, their hearts pounding. The figure advanced toward them with unnatural stiffness, its eyes fixed and glowing. They bolted, running as the figure and others like it emerged from the tent. The once friendly icons of childhood animosity now moved with hostility, their animatronic joints creaking and groaning as they stalked the town like predators. The streets filled with the screech of metal on metal, the flickering of broken lights casting unsettling shadows. Word spread quickly. People scrambled to the safety of their homes, hurriedly locking doors as the signs of chaos unfolded outside. The mascots spilled into the town square, their distorted forms prowling with a ferocity that defied logic. They tore through banners and toppled park benches as if driven by some twisted purpose. Among the crowd, Emily and Josh found refuge in their neighbor Mr. Ramirez's basement. It was dark and cluttered, filled with antique radios, old comic books, and a thick layer of dust. As they huddled behind the door, they listened to the sounds of destruction, metallic claws scraping concrete, distorted snarls, and the occasional crash of a stall or park fixture. "Why are they like this?" Emily whispered, trembling. They're not just costumes," Josh said, voice tight with fear. "They're alive. But, alive in a way that's wrong. They're angry. Something's taken over them." Suddenly, a series of loud crashes and footsteps approached. The basement door shook as the mascots, Mickey, Bugs Bunny, Tony the Tiger, began clawing at the steps, their grotesque faces visible through the gaps. Their eyes gleamed with hunger and hostility, their mouths contorting into snarls. "Stay quiet, Mr. Ramirez's voice crackled from somewhere above, though his voice trembled. "We need a plan." Emily looked at her brother, her mind racing. She remembered snippets from the town's history, an old folklore about a cursed tech vendor who once experimented with self-aware animatronics, claiming they could learn, feel, even think like humans. But the project went awry, unleashing malevolent machine spirits into the world. Maybe, just maybe, that curse had never truly been broken. Suddenly, the basement door burst open with a metallic screech. The mascots stormed in, their eyes blazing and torn fabric fluttering around them. Emily and Josh pressed themselves against the wall as the monsters rummaged through the cluttered shelves, their metallic limbs sparking and grinding with each movement. One of them, resembling Bugs Bunny, turned sharply toward a corner. It spoke, voice distorted and wrong, "No more games. Time to end this." Emily's eyes widened as she saw a flicker of something human within those glowing eyes. Fear? Rage? Or perhaps the remnants of the characters they once loved. Whatever the case, they were no longer harmless. They had become hosts for something darker, something that wanted to destroy anything that reminded them of their former selves. Realizing their only chance was to disable them, Emily and Josh found an old crowbar nearby. Summoning every ounce of courage, they charged, swinging at the machinery. Sparks flew, and the animatronics shrieked, more like metal grinding than anything alive. For a moment, the room was filled with chaos, until finally, the masks of their former selves fell silent. When they looked up, the room was eerily still, save for the faint flicker of lights sputtering out. Outside, the chaos had settled into an oppressive silence. In the weeks that followed, the town of Millbrook buried its childhood memories under layers of fear and grief. The mascot costumes, once cherished icons, were burned and scattered beyond recognition. No one dared to say what had actually happened, just that this summer, something evil had taken the characters we love and twisted them into monsters. And as Emily looked at the empty street from her window, she couldn't shake the feeling that somewhere out there, lurking in the shadows, the corrupted spirits still lingered, waiting, watching, ready to come alive once again when the world was least expecting it.